Well, hi there, I'm Dr. B, and welcome to my creamery. Of course, when I say creamery, I mean kitchen, and when I say doctor, I mean I'm an English professor. But I think we can all agree that ice cream is just one of those things that transcends disciplines, and of course, eating ice cream is a lot more fun than reading a book. Besides, it's not like I'd use my time off making videos about writing or anything like that. We're here together to talk about ice cream, so I suppose we should get into it. More specifically, we're talking about banana ice cream, primarily for two reasons. The first is that I've never had a banana ice cream I didn't like, and two, I've seen a couple of recipes that deal with bananas in different ways. And more specifically, we'll be talking about banana ice cream, mostly because I've never had a banana ice cream I didn't like, and also because I've seen recipes handle the bananas in multiple different ways. Some recipes will have you add the banana flavor by adding mashed bananas to the ice cream base and then churning it that way. But other recipes will instruct you to steep the bananas in the cream mixture for a period of time and then strain them out. That way you don't have chunks of banana in the ice cream, but it's infused with the flavor of banana throughout. So we'll be testing out both approaches to see which one yields a better banana flavored ice cream. We'll use the same base, and in one half of it we'll add mashed bananas, and in the other half we'll steep the bananas and see which one comes out better. Plus, I had some bananas getting ripe on the counter, and this seemed like as good an excuse to use them up as any other. So for this test, we're going to begin with the same custard base, but then experiment with different ways to get the banana flavor into it. And these are the ingredients we'll be using: 5 egg yolks, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 2 cups of heavy cream, and a cup of milk. So we'll go ahead and add our dairies and sugar to a pot over medium-high heat and then stir until they're well acquainted and steaming. And when I say that, I mean we really are just looking for steam to be coming from the surface of this mixture. Our real goal here is to thicken this base with egg yolks, and in order to do that, we're going to need to heat this mixture in order to bring the egg yolks gently up to temperature, a process called tempering, in order to prevent the whole thing from turning into a disgusting mess. So I like to heat and stir to prevent anything from burning, and then once I see steam rising from the surface without any boiling, I know it's time to move on to the next step. Here we have our egg yolks in another container, and as you can see, I'm adding a little bit of hot liquid in order to slowly raise their temperature. I'm stirring with a fork because it's easy, but of course you could use a whisk or something more official too. So we don't need to add all of this hot mixture to the egg yolks, just enough to warm it up and prepare it to be reintroduced to the pot later. And speaking of later, it's time to put the egg yolks back in. Already stirring, we'll go ahead and pour that egg yolk mixture in and reincorporate. At the same time, I've lowered the temperature to medium-low rather than medium-high in order to give myself a little more time and control to ensure that this mixture doesn't curdle or turn awful. While this mixture heats and I continue stirring, we're looking for this mixture to thicken. Now, we're not looking for a dramatic thickening here. I don't even think that that's possible. We're just looking for this mixture to go from something sort of watery to something more velvety and luxurious. If we're lucky, I've even figured out how to do a side-by-side comparison of the mixture before it's thickened and after, so that you can sort of see what we're looking for in terms of consistency. Some people might say go until it's thick enough to coat the back of a spoon, and I understand that as a traditional test, but it's not hard to get things to coat the back of a spoon, so I don't find that very useful. Of course, if spoon coating is your thing, don't let me stop you. It's probably stood the test of time for a reason. Well, now that we've got that mixture all heated and thickened and beautiful, it's time to strain, because inevitably there will be little bits of egg yolk, maybe little toughened nuggets of egg white that, curious as they are, we don't really want them in the final product. So we've got to strain it first, and then we'll move on to the bananas. And as we said at the beginning, this is where we'll divide this mixture into half. We made enough for a quart, and I'm dividing it here into 2 pints. So the first of these pints, as you can see, is being poured over some bananas that I've prepared earlier, by which I mean peeling and breaking up. And this mixture will sit overnight to let those banana flavors infuse. The remaining pint will also spend the night in the fridge, but of course it will do so without having any contact with bananas whatsoever. When it comes time to churn, we'll strain the bananas out of this mixture and then incorporate some different mashed bananas into the unbananaed pint. In other words, half our mixture will have bananas soaking in it overnight, and the other half will have mashed bananas incorporated right before churning. And speaking of churning, here comes the best part. There's really not much to say about churning. As you can see, the mixtures will go through various stages of watery and clumpy until they turn into something smooth and delightful. At any rate, I don't know about you, but I could stare at this hypnotic spinning for hours. Unfortunately, it never takes that long. Well, actually, that could be a fortunate thing because it gets us to eating that much sooner. As you can see, both of these mixtures now pass the test, the spoon test, which is to say that they can sit on a spoon and kind of look like soft ice cream. Because we're also here to have fun, I've melted about 4 ounces of dark chocolate, which I'll drizzle half into each. Because the ice cream's already so cold, it will harden that chocolate pretty close to immediately, and we'll end up with a nice ribbon of chocolate running through the mixture. Now, with both ice creams thoroughly frozen and freckled with chocolate, it's time to pack them away and freeze them overnight. Here we have both mixtures, the one that was just infused and the other that has mashed bananas mixed in. And with a scoop of each ready for sampling, let's see what the difference is. So let's dig in. The banana infused mixture has a very pronounced and clean banana flavor. It's really a delight. And the mixture with banana chunks in it, honestly, surprised me for how little it tasted like banana. They're both good, don't get me wrong. I didn't expect the infusion to have a stronger flavor. It has, after all, less banana in it. And there you have it. It turns out that the best way to get banana flavor into your ice cream is to steep the banana in the cream mixture and then strain the bananas out. In this test, that yielded the strongest, most identifiably banana flavor, and it also preserved the smoothness of the ice cream, which wasn't bad either. So if you, like me, are always in the mood for banana ice cream, it looks like you'll have to do a little planning ahead, but it'll pay off in the end. Before I go though, I'd like to thank you for spending some time here with me in the Creamery. If there are other things that you'd like me to test out, just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll look forward to seeing you again next time. Till then,